Good day, one and all. My name is Kathy, and I'd like to welcome you to this episode of the Scrap and Crafty Gardener. Today, I'm going to show you how to make a simple background on photo paper using alcohol inks, a piece of felt, and one of these Velcro stampers. This is the Tim Holtz one. They have round ones. I prefer the oblong, and I'll show you why. I'm going to make one background, and then we'll set it aside to dry, because I let it dry overnight, but it only takes about an hour, honestly. And if you dry it with your heat tool, it'll dry faster. But I've already made some that I want to show you. This is the blue, and it's a blue and a green, kind of aqua-y, and that's the one we're going to use today. And then I did this red, white, and then I added silver to that. And then depending on how you put your ink on the marker, you can also get a thicker, darker backgrounds. So let's get started. We're going to make the background first, and then we're going to put the card together. All you need is a piece of photo paper. And I should have one sitting right here. This is just a 4x6. I have a ton of those. That I was given. My niece tried to sell them at a garage sale. Nobody bought them several years ago, so I have them. So I'm using Tim Holtz alcohol inks. And this was a card I made earlier using this one. And I had made this background. It kind of looks like a camouflage. And I'm kind of going similar to the camouflage. So you start with this, and you do not, unless you want to get solid coverage on your paper, and waste a lot of ink. Don't use one of the sponges. Just get a piece of craft felt like this. Just get a piece of felt. Get it at Walmart or your kid's craft bin, and then just cut it to fit on top of there. And you only need one piece per card, not per color, per card. And I've chosen a couple of different colors. I've got Juniper, which is a pale green, Meadow, Lettuce, Latte, and then I've got gold and copper. So let's do this, and I'll show you. You just want to put, I'm going to start with my lightest color first. You just want to put a couple drops on. You don't want to like saturate your whole pad. I'm just going to kind of make like a pattern. That's all I need. And that was my Juniper. So I'm just going to go like this. Now, if I had used the sponge dauber, I would already be out of ink and needing to re-ink. And I'm just going to lay down, go a couple different directions with my pattern. Okay. And now the next lightest color is Lettuce. And I have not used this color combination before. I use different colors for that. Now I'm going to go the opposite way and do a couple more dots. You can make all sorts of wild backgrounds. And my goal is to use up my craft products. And I have a lot of these alcohol inks that I got because I have that Kid in the Candy Store syndrome. I wanted to get every color. And so they were just sitting there. I would use them occasionally, but I want to use them and I want to use them up and make room for another product, most likely. Now I'm going to go with my Meadow, and I'm going to make a few like that. Doesn't matter what pattern. And I'll show you here, the harder you press, the bigger splotches you get. So if you just want a lightly colored pattern, just press lightly. If you want a darker spot, then go heavier. And I like the looks of this already. And then I've got Latte. And I'm going to show you what happens if you just put polka dots. And you don't need much. You really don't. Just a few drops. If you do polka dots, this is what it gets you. It gets you larger spots. And I kind of want to leave this one a lot of white space, kind of like I did this red, white, and blue one. Now I'm going to go in, let's try copper. Make sure you shake up your colors, your metallic colors especially. And I'm just going to do 1 stripe, 2 stripes, and see, and I got a blob right there, so we'll just pick that up and we'll go with it. And you know what? I think I'm going to grab Hazelnut. And I'm just going to do light stripes. And this will be the last color. It just adds more rich. So you have a faint camouflage. And it also looks, that would make a nice woodland background. Okay, that's all. That's all you need to do. And then use tweezers to get this felled off there, or otherwise your fingers are going to be covered in ink. And then just pop that in the bin. Okay, so that's it. Let's set these alcohol inks aside. And it really only needs a couple hours to dry. I prefer to let it go overnight, especially if I'm using the metallics, because they will stay on there. But isn't that pretty? Very easy to do. You could die cut out of there. That would make some beautiful die cut leaves. So let's just set this aside. All right. Now, I have chosen my normal 5x7 card. This is a 10" by 7" scored at the 5" mark, fold it over and crease it with your bone folder. I'm not going to put a panel on the front like I normally do. I have chosen a piece of dark blue textured. I see there's a little lip on this piece. I think I need to change the blade in my cutter. This piece measures 2 inches by 6 3/4, and I'm just going to lay this right down here on the side. It has a nice texture. Just along the side like this. Now this piece I want to cut down, and I have my waffle flower 5x7 lacy layers, and I think this one is smaller. Yes, I'm going to use this one. Pardon me. I'm going to use my Anna Griffin Empress machine. And since this is on photo paper, I'm going to use my metal shim because this paper is a little thicker and has a plastic coating on it. It's not absolutely necessary. If you don't, it's more like a pop-out card where you kind of have to push to get it out, but it doesn't tear. But I found putting the metal shim on allows it to just pop right out. Okay. And that gives us a nice little piece. We'll set this up here, that in the bin, and this back where it's supposed to be. Now this piece, I kind of want to angle. And it's still a little, we're going to go right like that. And I'm going to put that down flat. If you don't have this particular die, this makes a piece that measures 5 3/4 by 3 3/4. And I want to angle it just so that it is not off the edges. And I'm just going to sit my acrylic block on that for just a second to allow it to dry while I put these back in their envelope. Trying to stay organized. Okay. All right. Now I've chosen a butterfly to put on the front. Let's see if this is dry yet. I wanted it in white, and I added a little bit of blue Stickles, which is actually called Twinkle. It has a little bit of a blue color. It's not totally dry. I like that also, but that's a little too dark. So I kind of thought about layering these slightly offset somehow, or pop the white wings up. And I think that's what I'm going to do. But I also cut out of that Lacy Layers a sentiment strip that I want to stamp on it. Happy birthday. And I think I want to use this block font one. This is from the Spellbinders Bubble Over. And that's this one right here. Make sure that that fits in there. And it does. Get it straight. All right. And I'm going to use the VersaFine Claire Nocturne. Nice. One stamping did it. Okay. Put that back. Now the butterfly I cut out, it appears to be a Spellbinders, but there are no markings on it whatsoever, so I honestly have no die. It was a set of 3, and I used the largest one. Okay, now let's see how I want to. Gotta stop using the we. And I'm not even sure I like the white one now with the Stickles. It hasn't totally dried. I think once it dries, it'll look a lot better. And how I want to put my sentiment. Do I want to... And where I want to put my sentiment. You know, let's stick with the blue one, and let me get my Winkle Stella. In clear. Just to see how this looks, and I just need a piece of scratch paper, which I have covered up my scratch paper. I did grab the one that's almost out of glitter. Let me grab the newer one. Hold on. I try to use everything up, but sometimes when I'm trying to fit things in a certain time frame, it's just wiser to go with the newer one. I won't throw that one away, however, until it is totally out. All right, now let's see how that looks. You know, I think I'm liking that better. We're gonna pop him up, and I have some foam strips. I'm gonna put one down his torso. And then down his wings. Just on the outside, not the whole part of him. I think I want him, he's going to fly the opposite direction of the paper. All right, now this happy birthday, I know I want to color the edge, but I forgot what color, and I have two here, so let's use scrap. There's that and that. The first one. Just want to color the edge of this. So let's get my... And I'm going right up to the stitched line. Okay, and let's just wink a Stella that one. Everything's got to be glittery. Okay, now how does that look? I think that's where it's going to go. And I'm going to pop this up also, just because I can, and it's here. And it will add a little bit of layer, depth, dimension. But it won't be higher than the butterfly, so that's good. It'll be the same height. Now we'll add just, I think, some silver sequins. I had some different colors of blue here. Let's try. Versus silver. Silver. I don't think I want, I had 3 sizes, really large, medium, and then I think I'm going to go with this small. So I know I want to stick 2 silver there. 1 here. Or do I want to put 1 up here? Nope. Okay, just like that. We'll frame the outside of the image. Definitely a different style for me. but I love how the ease of use of these alcohol inks. So this is the card we made on camera, and this is the card I made earlier testing out the alcohol inks, different layouts. And this card was a white card, and I just put a 5x7 tan panel on the back. But get out your photo papers if you have them and your alcohol inks. Try different techniques. You can always cut them up into small strips and add them to a card. See, even that color would go nice with the blue. That's it for today. Thank you for watching, and hope you have a great rest of your day.